Hey there, classic rock lovers, and welcome to Classic Reviews, where we review classic rock albums. And today we have an exciting treat for you. So get ready for an epic CD review that will hopefully leave you craving to listen to this band. The CD we will be reviewing will be a Greatest Hits CD by the American glam metal band Poison. This greatest hits CD is called Poison's Greatest Hits 1986 to 1996, and I was only 2 months old when this CD came out, way back in November 1996. And I think this greatest hits CD has been certified double platinum. The band consists of bass player Bobby Dahl, drummer Ricky Rocket, who I've seen on a couple paranormal ghost programs, guitar player CC DeVille, and singer Brett Michaels. And the band has gone on to become one of the most successful 80s rock bands. While this CD covers the band's most successful period, which are the first four studio albums and first live album, they did release a few more albums in the 2000s, and singer Brett Michaels has released a number of solo albums too, not to mention he's been on reality TV, etc. So we will now start track by track, which is not in chronological order, and the inside of the album cover, features line notes written by singer Brett Michaels about each track, which is all written up while he was recovering from a car or motorbike accident. So for the opening track on this greatest hits CD, we start off strong with the song called Nothing But a Good Time. This song is from the band's second album, which is called Open Up and Say R, which came out in April 1988. And not only is this Poison's signature song, but it also has to be one of the all-time great rock anthems. The riff of this song sounds similar to the Kiss song Deuce, and you could say Kiss returned the favour by writing the song Never Enough for the 2009 Sonic Boom album, which I've reviewed. As a lot of people say that the song Never Enough sounds similar to the song Nothing But a Good Time. While some people say about the riff sounding like the song Deuce, I, along with other people, say this song sounds similar to the Ozzy Osbourne song Flying High Again. Anyway, this song made the UK Top 40 in 1988-89 and also got to number 6 in the Billboard Hot 100. For second song on this CD, we stick to the up-tempo party vibe with the song Talk Dirty to Me. This is one of the band's most popular and well-known songs, and it's from the band's debut album, which is called Look What the Cat Dragged In, which came out in May 1986. I think this song came from previous bands that CC DeVille has been in, and there is definitely a Cheap Trick influence to it. I think CC DeVille may have played this song when auditioning for the band, and that may have played a big part in him getting hired. Overall, it's a catchy 80s rock anthem where guitar player CC DeVille really shines with great riffs and guitar solos throughout the song. Plus, it got to number 9 in the Billboard Hot 100 in 1987. The third song on this greatest hits CD is called Unskinny Bob. This song is from the band's third album, which is called Flesh and Blood, which came out in July 1990. This song also continues the up-tempo party vibe on this greatest hits CD, and it features a catchy and simple bass line, plus it charted very well in 1990, reaching number 3 in the Billboard Hot 100 and number 15 in the UK charts. Despite the song sounding great on paper, got to be honest, it's not a song I personally like that much. For track number 4 on this CD, we start to settle things down a bit with the song called Every Rose Has Its Thorn. This is a country rock ballad that has a basic music structure to it, and I think the inspiration for this song came about when the singer Brett Michaels was calling his girlfriend at the time on a payphone, and he heard a man's voice in the background. Some people say that it was someone from the band's Quiet Riot. This ballad is from the Open Up and Say R album and was the band's biggest hit. It reached number 1 in the Billboard Hot 100 in 1988-89, and it got to number 13 in the UK charts. Despite the song's success and the fact it's growing on me, I don't hate the song, but at the same time, it's not a Poison song that I rate that highly. For track number 5 on this CD, we're staying on the Open Up and Say R album, and it's the song called Fallen Angel. This is without doubt one of Poison's best songs, and unlike the last two songs I spoke about, this is a song I love and rate very highly. There is some solid playing by the band's rhythm section, which, like the previous song, features Bret Michaels on rhythm guitar. Plus, this song features some great guitar leads by CC DeVille. The lyrics of this song are about a young girl who leaves the small town she grew up in to go to Los Angeles to become famous. And the theme of these lyrics are a reference to the band's own journey of becoming famous. Track number 6 on this CD is another ballad song, and it's called I Won't Forget You. This is off the band's debut album Look What the Cat Dragged In. It's Poison's first ballad song, and it got to number 13 in the Billboard Hot 100 in 1987. The song features great lyrics about looking back on a past friendship or relationship, and some bluesy melodic guitar playing by CC DeVille. I definitely prefer this ballad over Every Rose Has Its Thorn. You can tell by the drum sound that this is from a well-produced record, and the music video features a cameo from my favourite singer, Paul Stanley. For track number 7 on this CD, we're sticking with the ballad side of Poison, and it's the song that's simply called Stand. This is the only song of this greatest hits CD that we hear from the Native Tongue album, which came out in February 1993. So instead of CC DeVille on lead guitar, you hear Richie Kotzen instead. And Richie Kotzen also plays mandolin on this song as well. Plus it also features a Los Angeles church choir. Song Stand was one that Richie Kotzen brought to the table when he joined Poison, as singer Bret Michaels would rewrite some of the lyrics. It got to number 50 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1993 and got to number 25 in the UK singles charts. This song is a good example of that the Native Tongue album showed a more mature and serious side of the band when it came to songwriting, with the theme of this particular song being injustice. Track number 8 on this greatest hits album is called Ride the Wind. This song is off 1990's Flesh and Blood album, and it's a prime example of the band's more mature songwriting, which is more prominent on the Flesh and Blood album rather than the hair metal party songs. This song got to number 38 in the Billboard Hot 100 in 1991, and it's a catchy rock song that sounds similar to Bon Jovi, and it definitely has to be one of Poison's most underrated songs. It's easily just as good as Fallen Angel, but it doesn't get the credit or hype it deserves, like what the song Fallen Angel does. Track number 9 on this CD is the title track of the band's debut album, Look What the Cat Dragged In. This song usually opens Poison's live concerts, and the song certainly packs a punch with a dark and punk-sounding opening guitar riff. Compared to the later songs on this CD, this early song is more raw-sounding, and the lyrics describe living in the 80s, working all day then going out at night to hang out with your mates, and listening to bands. For track 10 on this CD, we're staying on the debut Look What the Cat Dragged In album for another raw-sounding song called I Want Action. I must admit I can't think of a lot to say about this song really, but as you might be able to tell by the song title, this is a cheesy pop rock song that is actually easy to sing along to, and it got to number 50 of the Billboard Hot 100 in 1987. Track number 11 on this CD is called Life Goes On. This is off the Flesh and Blood album, and it's an electric ballad that's like a rockier but not so good version of Every Rose Has Its Thorn. This song features some nicely arranged and produced backing vocal hooks, and it got to number 35 in the Billboard Hot 100 in 1991. The song was first brought to the table by guitarist CC DeVille, and it's a ballad about solution, moving forward, and trying to find light at the end of the tunnel. And the lyrics were written after a girlfriend of CC DeVille's was apparently shot and killed in a bar fight in Palm Springs, California. Track 12 on this CD is called Flesh and Blood Sacrifice. You could say this is the title track of the Flesh and Blood album, and even though it's a song about eternal love, this is apparently Bret Michaels' attempt at like horror-themed or Dracula-themed song, as apparently at the time of writing this song, he was very into reading horror books. While this is a very good song in its own right, if you want to listen to a good horror song, It's best to go to the experts like Alice Cooper. Track number 13 on this CD is called Cry Tough. Can't think of too much to say about this song really. This is the very first song on Poison's first album, and it's also the first single the band released. This song is definitely up there with the best Poison songs, and it's a rather motivating poppy rock song which starts with some strong sounding drums. Track 14 on this CD is the song called Your Mama Don't Dance. This is a cover song that's originally by American pop or rock duo Loggins and Messina, which came out in 1972. This Poison cover is from the Open Up and Say R album and got to number 13 in the UK singles chart and number 10 in the Billboard Hot 100 in 1989. The original song by Loggins and Messina is on the more folky side, so this Poison cover really takes it up a notch by providing a version of this song that's more rocky and energetic, and it's definitely one of the more fun sounding songs to listen to and sing along to on this CD. Track number 15 is called So Tell Me Why. This is one of the studio songs that's on the Poison live album Swallow This Live, which came out in November 1991, and it's the only song from that album to appear on this Greatest Hits album. This was Poison's last single with CC DeVille before he got fired, and it made the top 30 in the UK singles charts in 1991-92. The song So Tell Me Why is not only one of my favourite Poison songs, but it has to be one of the band's best songs. It could have easily fitted in on the Flesh and Blood or Open Up and Say R albums, and it's a brilliant rock of a song full of great guitar melodies by CC DeVille. He doesn't actually feature much in the music video, as he was out of the band by the time the single was released. Plus, Bret Michaels provides a solid vocal throughout the song, whilst at the same time not overdoing it. The third to last song on this CD is another ballad song from the Flesh and Blood album, and it's called Something to Believe In. This song is similar to the song Stand, and like the song I Won't Forget You, it's one of Poison's stronger and better ballads. It made the top 40 in the UK charts and got to number 4 in the Billboard Hot 100 in 1990. This song is a very well written and heartfelt song that Bret Michaels wrote after his good friend and bodyguard died on Christmas Eve in 1989. And the song contains lyrics about despair, greed, helplessness, poverty, and talks about searching for answers, really. The social commentary of this song is just as relevant today, just as it was when the song came out. And as well as mourning a good friend, this song also talks about and references televangelists, so people like Jim Bakker and Jimmy Swaggart. And another subject that's sung about and referenced are Vietnam War veterans, as a cousin of Bret Michaels was a Marine in Vietnam and apparently received 2 Purple Hearts. The second to last song on this CD is called Sexual Thing. This is the first of the 2 new bonus tracks that appear on this Greatest Hits CD, which means it features the band's then new lead guitar player, Blues Saraceno. Unfortunately, I can't think of much to say about this song really. While the opening lyrics of this song are similar to the Rolling Stones song Sympathy for the Devil, the song overall is very similar to the song Unskinny Bop, with the funky groove the song has to it. The final song of this CD is called Lay Your Body Down. Like the previous song I just spoke about, I can't think of much to say about this song, and it's a new bonus track that features Blue Saraceno on lead guitar and also appears on the Crack a Smile album that came out in March 2000. This song is a bluesy ballad filled with guitar fills and piano, and is similar to the Bon Jovi song Always. So that's the track by track done, and some first thoughts are that Bret Michaels is a very good singer-songwriter and frontman who has a country twang to his voice. And even though he doesn't have the biggest of vocal ranges and isn't one for really pushing and straining himself vocally, he still goes on to prove that he's a very good and solid sounding singer. And another thing you have to give him credit for is that his voice has held up very well over the years, and he still sings and sounds great now. So with that in mind, if you have a chance to see Poison or Bret Michaels live, I'd strongly recommend it, as, like I said, he can still sing very well and put on a good show. And when Poison done the stadium tour with Def Leppard and Motley Crue recently, they blew both them bands off the stage, even when they had to play a shorter set. Another thing you have to give Poison credit for is that they know a guitar player when they hear one. Despite what some people say, CC DeVille is a very good guitar player and is a perfect fit for this band. And Blue Saraceno is also a top-notch guitar player. Even though he's only represented by one song on this CD, Richie Kotzen is one hell of a guitar player. While Richie Kotzen was only in Poison for a couple years, he has gone on to having his own solid career, working on loads of different projects with many top bands and musicians over the years, like the bands Mr. Big, the Winery Dogs, Iron Maiden guitarist Adrian Smith, and he has released many solo albums. Another important fact regarding guitar players in Poison was that Slash nearly joined the band, but as we know, they ultimately chose CC DeVille, and we could say things worked out a lot better for Slash. My main thoughts on this CD are that this is definitely a greatest hits album that does exactly what it says on the tin. It covers all the big hits from the first 10 years of the band, whether it's the rock anthems or the ballads, and every album they released at this point has been covered, which includes one song each from the Swallow This live album and Native Tongue. In terms of favourite songs on this CD, I really can't narrow it down to one, but my favourite ballad on this CD is definitely I Won't Forget You. While when it comes to the rock anthems, I love Nothing But a Good Time, Talk Dirty to Me, Fallen Angel, Try Tough, and I really like Ride the Wind. But one song that I do love and strongly recommend you check out is the song So Tell Me Why. And it's a shame they never play that song live. So that's a wrap, folks. We've reached the end of our captivating CD review journey. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on my upcoming reviews, etc. Trust me, you don't want to miss them. This is Classic Reviews. Check out 2 videos at the end, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.